You guys, new information and disturbing new evidence. The police have raided David's house. If you don't know who David is, he is a popular singer. He had billions of streams, millions of views on TikTok. He was supposed to be the heir apparent to Frank Ocean, R&B. Generation Z loved him down. And now he is in the center of a murking investigation because his ex-girlfriend was found in a Tesla that was abandoned. Things were decomposed. Things were chopped up. But get this, when that girl went gone, she was 13 years old, which means that at 11 and 12, he knew her. And I would argue he knew her biblically. Y'all, let's get into this because his people have been making a big show of we're cooperating. Baby, you just can't flee the country. We're cooperating. What else are you gonna do? Be treated as not hostile witness, but what else are you going to do? Anyway, let's get into it. His home has been raided. They have seized key information. It is not looking good for him. Now, get this. Sources close to the case say that the police pretty much have everything they need. Idiot, but I guess it's a good thing. Teslas have cameras everywhere. They literally are the feds watching you 24 hours a day. Okay? Now, his Tesla was the one registered in his name, the one he normally used, parked in the neighborhood where he lives. Apparently, they said the police are kind of stringing along the investigation because if somebody was crazy enough to do what the internet thinks he did, they want to see was there anybody else. They want to see him, them, her, bodies. Because if you are crazy enough and bold enough to do that once, what else have you been up to? And you've been on tour. Oh no. Anyway, let's get into this. I did 2 other videos where I talked about what Twitter's saying, what various people are saying. You guys, this case is developing. We're going to be following this from the beginning to the end. We hope an arrest is made very, very soon. Okay, so here is what TMZ's reporting. They said the case involving a blanked up teen girl found in a Tesla belonging to singer David is intensifying. Los Angeles Police Department searched a home in the affluent neighborhood where the car was abandoned. Now, first of all, this mofo is giving me guilty because if somebody said, yo, Tisa, we found something in the trunk of your car, I would have been like, whose car? Oh my God, what's going on? Who is it? We need to get to the bottom of this. Literally, I would be putting on my deputy dog star, like sheriff star, like we need to get to the bottom of this. The fact that he was so quiet. But I was like, maybe he's on tour. But now you know that it's your teen lover, right? 11, 12, 13, whenever y'all started dating, and you still quiet? You haven't even put out an anguish-filled tweet or contacted the family or been like, no. He's looking guilty. They said, according to ABC7, as former police officers, they raided the house, spent several hours at the Hollywood Hills home Wednesday night, and seized a computer, among other items from the residence. For the moment, it is unclear whether the evidence is connected to his Tesla. Neighborhood sources tell TMZ yellow tape went up around 3 p.m. yesterday at both ends of the street. There were tons of unmarked cars and about 10 to 12 law enforcement officers at the home until midnight, going through the garage and home. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, that sounds like they combing through the scene of a murder and they looking for evidence, conclusive evidence to make this mofo confess. Neighborhood sources also said a black Tesla with Texas license plates was often seen parked in front of that home. Again, this is so sad. This little angel was decomposed and chopped up. Wow. In the front truck of the Tesla owned by him, wrapped up in hefty bags like they were trash. The disrespect. They said the Tesla was abandoned in the Hollywood Hills neighborhood and was impounded for 2 weeks. An order emanating from the vehicle in the Hollywood tow yard prompted a discovery of what was in the trunk. TMZ got a tip last week that Celeste was the victim and contacted her mother. The mother said Celeste had a boyfriend named David, and she was suspicious because police had said the victim had a tattoo on her right index finger. The mother said the daughter had that same tattoo. When we contacted LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division and gave them the mom's name and phone number, listen, he finally canceled one of his shows, but may I just say this? And again, I don't want to come off as Judgy Judy, but there's so many things not adding up. Why, as a mom, was your daughter missing for almost a year before you took action? And maybe I'm being too harsh and I don't know everything, okay? So I'm just going off of what we know by social media. If I find out that wasn't the case, many apologies to the mom. But why didn't you report that mofo for statutory? Why don't you report that mofo for grape? Why don't you burn heaven and hell to bring your baby home? Okay? Keep in mind, this wasn't just a house that David had a lease on. He was living in the house, right? The homicide detectives searched late Wednesday. Again, they took photos in the house. This is where he lives. This is where that TikTok, he got a grand piano and everything. That TikTok money is good. Woo! Listen, he had a bunch of TikTok. I told you this guy was big. He was singing in the kitchen with Selena Gomez's boyfriend, Vinny Blanco. He was dancing with Cat's Eye in the living room. Cat's Eye is huge. They compared other interior photos with the photos of the house and the real estate site, and they match. Again, they raided the house Wednesday and walked out with a computer and several evidence bags. You guys, this is so sad. I'm sorry to hear that. However, again, I have questions. How did this happen? I saw a YouTube video where the community was literally trying to victim blame, talking about, oh, she was this, she was that. What is wrong with people's minds? So, like, what are you talking about? She was this, she was that. Was she even out of middle school? The fact that, like, it's always somehow the victim's fault as to what happens with them, that you're telling me that an 11, 12, maybe 13-year-old should have made better choices, should have made better decisions. That is part of their job description of being 11, 12, 13. You make dumb decisions. You are easily fooled. You are reckless. You can't see what a red flag is. You can't see what danger is. You can't see when someone is dangerous. Hence why you need parents. You need people watching out for you. You need mentors. You need elders helping you, guide you through the demons. The fact that people are now trying to act like, see, that's what she gets. She should have chose better. Do y'all hear yourselves right now? Do you hear yourself? Listen, this is a tragedy. Things are developing. A whole lot of stuff is being brought up on Twitter. I'm going to review it all in a video, but for now, I just wanted to give you the up-to-the-minute breaking news. That mofo is about to go down. And I want to say to anybody saying, oh, she should have known. That's what she get. What was she doing? She was doing what people that age do, making dumb decisions, not recognizing danger, and thinking life is a joke. Have we gotten so far that we are now blaming 11, 12, and 13-year-old? Man. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.